Hi folks, I got emailed a good question that comes up a lot, so I thought I'd make a video and so we could look at it kind of together. There's a lot of information in this question and one or two little sticking points in this question, so I thought we'd take a nice good look at it. So I've paraphrased the question here. Sometimes some of the numbers are a little bit different on MyLabs Plus because you get different iterations of the problem. Sometimes the speed or the time is a little off, but the concept of the question stays the same. So we have a truck entering the highway going 60 miles an hour. A car enters the highway at the same location, essentially the same on-ramp as the truck did, 6 minutes later. So the truck had a head start. But it's going 74 miles an hour, so eventually it should catch up. We're asked how long from the time the car enters, specified in the question, so from the point of view of the car, how long does it take for the car to reach the truck? I think it says pass the truck, but as soon as it reaches the truck, it's going to pass it. So in a question like this, you always want to draw diagrams. Anytime you can draw diagrams, you are invoking the visual cortex, that visual part of your brain in the back. So anytime you can draw yourself a nice diagram, you're going to be able to bring more of your brain to the problem, and that's going to help it generally go a little bit better. Okay, so we need a highway. Got a highway. The highway needs an on-ramp. So onto this on-ramp drives a truck, and this truck goes for a while, and we've got a truck. It's been driving here for 6 minutes, jumping along at 60 miles an hour. Now it's certainly going to be ahead of the car because it's got there first and it's gone for a while. But it's only going 60 miles per hour. Okay, we also have a car. This car jumps up onto the road. That color's a little light for this screen, so I'll just use the black. This car, probably some little sports car or something. This little car is behind by 6 minutes, but it is going 74 miles per hour, so it's going quite a bit faster. And at some point down the road, these two are going to be at exactly the same position. And at that point, they'll pass each other. So this distance that they've traveled, as soon as that distance is the same for both the car and the truck, taking into account the truck's head start, as soon as those distances are the same, the car is passing the truck. So we need to know our relationship between time, distance, and rate. So you might remember good old distance equals rate times time. I like to refer to it as the DIRT formula. Distance, rate, and time. Distance traveled is equal to your rate of speed times the time it takes traveling. So, for example, for the car, the distance that the car travels is equal to its rate, 74 miles per hour, times the time it takes to travel. Now, we don't know how long it's going to travel to when it's passed. That's actually what we're looking for. We want this t. But we do know it's going 74 miles an hour. Now, over here, for the truck, the distance for the truck, use capital T for truck, is 60 miles an hour times the time that it's been traveling. But here's the trick. This time is the time for the car, how many minutes the car has been driving. This is how long the truck has been driving, and the truck has been driving the same as the car plus 6. Now technically you could also make this t and this t minus 6, then everything is based on the time of the truck. But we were specifically asked in the question from the time that the car entered the road. So we're asked to do everything from reference of the car. So we want to know when these distances are the same, so we want to know when this is equal to this. Now, unfortunately, it would be nice for us just to be able to go 74 times t equals 60 times t plus 6. That would be great. The problem with that is that this 74 is miles per hour, that 60 is miles per hour, and this 6 is minutes. That's a little hard to see there, but miles per hour, so this is in terms of hours, this is in terms of hours, this is in terms of minutes. Either everything has to be hours or everything has to be minutes, or this won't work. So we have to either convert 60 miles an hour to so many miles per minute by multiplying by 60, 74 miles per hour to miles per minute by multiplying by 60, or 6 minutes into how many hours that is. The nice thing is 6 minutes is a tenth of an hour. 6 divided by 60 is a tenth. So if we turn this into 74t equals 60t plus 1/10, now everything is in hours. We've got the speed of the car times its time, the speed of the truck times its time, plus its head start. Its head start was an extra 1/10 of an hour, or 6 minutes. Now we can solve this. So 74t equals 60t plus 60 tenths. 74t equals 60t plus, turns back into a nice 6. So subtract the 60t, get what's 14t equals 6. So, whoops, I lost you there. 14t equals 6, so t equals 6/14, or t equals, divide those by 2, 3/7. Now 3/7 might seem like a strange answer, but remember that's 3/7 of an hour that it takes to catch up. So it's actually not, 3/7 of a minute. Of course that didn't happen. But it didn't take hours and hours and hours either. So this is in hours. So if you want to say, hey, it took 3/7 hours, that's fine. But if we really want to know how many minutes it is, how do we turn hours into minutes? Well, hours, we want to get rid of hours and put in minutes. Well, there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So to get the hours to cancel, a little dimensional analysis review for us. So, but the short version is multiply 3/7 by 60. So 180 divided by 7. Be nice if it was a perfect number, wouldn't it? But nope, it's not. But, you know how to divide 180 by 7. Grab a calculator if you need to, but I don't have one handy, so I'm going to go old school. That's 40. So 6 would be 42. How about 5? It's 35. So 5.7. So 25.7 or 26. So 26 minutes. Now we could have avoided having to do this conversion by 60, but by instead converting both of these to minutes and dealing with the 3,600 and whatever the heck 74 times 60 is. But really, I'd rather convert the hours down here than deal with those bigger numbers. But either choice is fine. But you have to do something with the units. You can't call that 6 hours. The truck did not get a 6-hour head start. Okay, if you have, hope that helps some. If you have any questions about that, let me know. And I'll hopefully talk to you again soon.